coming down for all to see. Then switch it up and treat me right. You promised sun, but you bring rain. I still love what you do to me. The highest highs, the lowest lows. You take me to every extreme. Can't get enough, please let me be. But I love what you do to me.
Test 1, 2, test 1, 2, test 1, 2, test 1, 2. Bah, bah, bah. Good evening, I am Quickie and welcome to my world. Hello, hi, on this Friday Eve. Finally, you have arrived. It took you long enough, almost 7 whole days. Hello, Naris21. I hope you're doing well. Incredible Hulk. There seems to be a cricket out the window, actually 2, and they're going back and forth. One says something, the other one responds. One says something, the other one responds. And they're very, very loud. They must be like right outside my window. I don't understand. Can you hear it? Listen. Oh, they got quiet. They got quiet. It knows I'm talking about him. Listen. It got quiet again. You hear it? Anyway, here we are. Hello, hi, everybody. We are doing a confession tonight, a quick one, because I need to get some rest. You hear it? Hulk, you need to do something. You need to go out there and spray them tomorrow or something, because I don't. It's so now I can stop hearing it. And when I say hear it, and you listen, they get quiet. All right, listen. And it's 2 of them, and they're going back and forth. Maybe they're mating and stuff. Let's just see. Let's ask. Oh, y'all know. Before we get into the confession, I'm a very, I was always a curious kid. Do crickets talk to each other? Can you hear it, Naris21? Listen. Plot twist. Everything is really silent around me, and it's all in my head. Okay. I just asked the AI, do crickets talk to each other? Yes, crickets communicate with each other using specific sounds, though they do not talk with words the way humans do. Did you really have to put that in there? Google, did you really have to tell me that crickets don't talk in the way humans do? How crickets make and hear sounds. Stridulation, stridulation, stridulation. Can you use it in a sentence? I don't know what the fuck stridulation means. Only adult male crickets make noise. They do this by rubbing a scraper on one wing across a tiny tooth file on the other wing. Tympana Tympana. Tympana or typana. Tympana. Can you use it in a sentence? I also don't know what the tympana means. Crickets do not have ears on their heads. They hear using special organs called anus and rectum. Nah, I made that part up. Crickets do not have ears on their heads. They hear using special organs called tympana, located on their front legs. All right, enough about the crickets. Now let's get to the confession. This is this is a salacious later in the week confession. Here we go. I have done pretty bad things and no one has ever found out. And I just realized, ladies and gentlemen, that somebody reposted this shit because we did do this one already. We did this one already and the person reposted it again. That's Here we go. We have another confession. Breakup after diagnosis. I feel like this is going to be a serious one. Here we go. I've been diagnosed with depression 2 weeks ago and finally decided to tell my girlfriend of 4 years about my diagnosis because I've been too afraid this whole time that she might break up with me. And oh God, we have somebody writing in run-on sentences. Oh my goodness. You don't hear the cricket? Every time I say cricket, it stops. Hello, Miss View. Hello, hi. Here we go. I've been diagnosed with depression 2 weeks ago and finally decided to tell my girlfriend of 4 years about my diagnosis because I've been too afraid this whole time and she might break up with me and I wasn't ready to face it. Sent a heartfelt message describing my current situation, diagnosis, what this means and how I'm telling her because I want to get the help I need and get better, but it's all over now. She dismissed it as laziness. And that everyone is depressed. Called me a psycho and said I should have deleted myself and that I'm not gonna become anything, so why bother? It's as if I switch completely. It's as if a switch completely flipped. I expected support and understanding from a partner I thought I could place my trust in and go, quote, grown ass man taking antidepressants instead. I feel lost and completely isolated because I just lost my only anchor to normalcy. Even on bad days, I managed to get up, cook, and come over with food and something nice. I was already doing bad the months before, but what the heck do I do now? I will be calling around at clinics and my therapist Monday morning, but I just don't know how to even make it to Monday. Naris21 says that he can now hear the crickets. Okay, good. So it's not me. There really is crickets out my window. Miss View says Lordy. The run-on sentences really can be taxing. It not only the delivery, and then I'm here, I'm monologuing, I'm performing, I'm trying to justify my college loans for the portion of the theater degree that I got, and it's like. But this is a serious one. It's not a funny one. Somebody says sounds like the trash took herself out. Keep your head up and keep strong. Somebody says don't be afraid to go to the emergency room if you feel unsafe with yourself. It's a hard distinction to make and follow through on, but you and your future are worth it. She is awful and will end up with someone similar. It hurts now, but it's a good thing in the long run if that's her reaction. Somebody says, your life is about to get so much better away from her. Somebody says, sorry, but it sounds like it's over. She seems like an evil bitch. And that is a normalcy. Normalcy. She's you need to figure out how to exist on your own and deal with this stuff because she isn't going to be there. Somebody says she doesn't deserve you. Somebody says that's clearly not your girl. Your girl, better to figure that out now and move on. I agree with that. Somebody says, I'm glad you're still alive. There is light at the future. There is light and a future more beautiful than you could ever imagine. Time to find people who support and want good things for you. I like attending Depression and Bipolar Alliance meetings. When things get tough, I know you've made it this far. Kid, keep holding on. That's a very nice message. Last one before I give you my 20 cents and then we out of here. Somebody says, sounds like she's the one who really needs some kind of diagnosis, man. Bounce. It definitely is very taxing on a partner when when your significant other is suffering from depression and maybe undiagnosed depression, chemical imbalances, all of that. It definitely is taxing. I can see how that could be taxing. I can see how that could make somebody, just be on edge. And when things come to terms and it's like, oh, they don't want to deal with it, I think if you care about the person for real, it's very selfish and nasty for you to just leave them like that, especially if they are finally finding their way. You can't get better without the proper medication. And you can't get the proper medication without what? The proper diagnosis. That's why it's so important to always keep up and stay ahead of with your health. You know what I'm saying? They're about to feed us, Miss View. Well, not me, because I am a plantivorous. Okay, I'm not doing the carnivorous thing anymore. I'm gonna be a plantivorous, and I'm not doing the impossible either. I'm just gonna eat a lot of greens, a lot of cucumber, a lot of tomatoes. I'm gonna saute an eggplant here and there. I'm gonna roast a lot of veggies. I've been known to eat a nasty piece of pepper, the red one, the yellow one, the green one, the orange one. The yellow one, I can eat them raw. Drop a bomb on the raw peppers in my mouth. Miss View says, I ain't got to that beef mess. I'm not. So they're about to feed us all of that bullish. Slowly deteriorating and killing our bodies. The amount, Miss View says, I will still mess with my seafood. Well, speaking of seafood, Miss View, guess what we have for dinner tonight? A seafood boil. Absolutely. Absolutely. I eat hummus with my peppers. You know what I do to Miss View? I stuff them. I do stuffed peppers. Stuffed peppers. And I usually put I do them with rice inside and then cheese and my red sauce and stuff like that, and you put them in the oven. I've also done them with turkey ground meat, but now I don't even trust the turkey ground meat, Miss View. We are about to get our waistline snatched because we ain't gonna eat no more meat. That meat, this is what they want. They messed up from Red Lobster. No, not from Red Lobster. We got it from the Hook Reel. Oh, my mouth is watering again. Yeah, Hook Reel. I had the shrimp. I had a pound of shrimp, a pound of clams, and a pound of what was that? Scallops. It came with some baby potatoes in there, and with some corn, and some sausage. I did get the sausage. Drop a bomb on the sausage. I didn't realize. But it ain't a seafood boil bag if you ain't got the sausage up in there. So, and then we had the Hook and Reel special sauce, which has the Old Bay. It has garlic. It's garlicky with Old Bay and all of that. And it was mild. We had that whole thing tonight. Miss View says stuffed. You can do it with tofu too, with the peppers and rice. Oh, I can see that. I can totally see that. Yeah, stuffed peppers. You can never go bad with stuffed peppers. I even put beans in it. And if I do like rice, I would do rice, black bean in it. The red sauce, cheeses, lots of different cheeses. Real nice. But back to the depression. Well, first of all, they're about to try to feed these people here that Argentinian beef. And that's just going to develop all sorts of cancers. Mark my words. 5 to 10 years from now, is going to be a whole bunch of people running around with stomach cancers and all sorts of things going on because this beef is not regulated. And they're going to throw it in the pot and mix it up with everything. I'm telling you, my immediate family, Hulk, myself, we have written off. Long gone are the days where I will have a burger. It's done. Fuck them burgers. I don't trust it. That motherfucker's trying to kill everybody. Everybody. When he should fucking start with about this depression situation going on. I was saying that it does take a toll, an emotional toll on the partner that is dealing with the situation. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, for her to just get up and be out, that says to me she's been tired of everything that's been going on. She potentially has been maybe talking to somebody else on the side and is just ready to be the fuck out. And like somebody said, just let her be. Let her be. This is the time for you to focus on yourself. As corny as it sounds, focus on yourself. No, you definitely need to focus on your therapy. Focus on taking the proper dosage of your medication. Often when people are depressed or need psychotropic drugs, Naris 21, that's the ones that alter your brain and the way you see the world. The rose-colored glasses go on or off depending on what you're doing, what they prescribe you. That usually takes a couple of months for the chemistry to really balance out. They might give you a little bit to see how you react, but you're still not there. You must still have ideation. You must still have depression. You must still want to run across six lanes of traffic with a suit and no money in your purse. You want to walk in there and tell them, my name is, can I have a room tonight? You might want to be. So it might take a couple of more trials of them, upping and lowering, and then they upped it to you, and now you want to be outside in your birthday suit. Speaking of birthday suit, Miss Viewers of You, let me tell you, Miss View, as a performer that I am, I could have done some nude modeling. Yes, definitely. Absolutely. In the name of art, I can stand there and hold the pose. I can stand there and hold the pose. And, and in the name of art, though, artwork, in the name of artwork, I could totally walk into the classroom. I need a spotlight in the little platform thing. I will walk in. I will just climb up on the platform. I will look at everybody. Just look at everybody. Connect with everybody's eyes. I look around the room. This is how I will do it, Miss View. I got a robe on, a nasty piece of robe all the way to my ankles, okay? And I go up, climb on the thing, and then Just as if I was starting my show, I will look right from the right and look at everybody and give you a little bit of my eyes, eye contact, and salute you very briefly with my eyes. Nonverbal communication as I'm holding my rope and I'm going around the room. I'm going around the room. After I reach the last set of eyes, then I will look forward and I will just drop the rope and take the pose. Here, okay? Here's your piece of art. Okay, make me into a canvas. Pound me into the canvas with the pencil, with the markers, with the Crayola stick, with the brush. I am here, ladies and gentlemen, sent from the gods in the heavens to give you something to draw about. Miss View says, Naris 21, you need to catch Miss View last live. She was telling us about how she got visually violated by a non-melanated individual who got paid tips. He passed the tip jar around and everything to stand there, and he dropped trout and everything, and it was right at eye level of Miss View. And she says, Miss View says, he threw his junk at my face. Drop a bomb on that. And then she goes on to say, I did very well. She says, right, they come in with a robe and then drop that. Absolutely. And you feel so empowered. Oh, Miss View, let me tell you. At my current state, I wouldn't really engage in that type of behavior. After all, I am a happily married man. But during my salacious years where I had a penthouse in Washington Heights, no, there was no elevator. Yes, it was 82 steps to go from the bottom floor to my door, but it was mine. Miss View says that the non-melanated man looked into their eyes deeply. I felt violated, but it was nice. All naked, fainted. Was it micro? A micro penis? Now, Naris 21, one thing we're not gonna be doing here at Juanqui's World is perpetuate stereotypes, okay? Miss View is confirming that it was actually a nice piece. Naris 21. He looked like an Adonis. Yeah. I had a gentleman caller back in the days whose name was Adonis. And he really believed the shit, okay? He really believed the shit. I said to him, your mama might as well just name you Alizé or Champagne because it's along the same lines. Adonis. I can understand trying to aim to be an Adonis, but for your motherfucking name to be Adonis, I remember when he introduced himself to me and he said Adonis. I said, no, what's your real name? And he had to show me that the damn word Adonis was in the damn ID. That right there, just as a parent, why were you you already setting the child up to come to this world conceited and shit? Because let me tell you something, the name was Adonis, but that forehead protruded. He was prematurely, not prematurely ejaculating. He was prematurely balding, Miss View. So this young man, it was in his early 20s. He was under 25 and like bald, okay? But not like, oh, that's a good baldy. That's a Buddha bald right there. No, like patchy, has to like purposely like shave every other day because if not, it's growing in some places and not growing in some other places. And then the forehead had no big, like there was no area where the forehead met a hairline. It was just like it kept going and going and going, and I'm like, this is far from a motherfucking Adonis. I'm far from a motherfucking Adonis. But here he is walking around thinking he all that. I digress. Going back to the depression, this is the period of time for you to work on yourself, go to your appointments, take your medication, wait for everything to get calibrated. Just because this girl dumped you and ran out of you, this is not the time for you to try to engage into a new relationship. No, get yourself steady. Get yourself on a regimen with the psychotropic drugs. Get yourself on the couch once a week, if need be twice a week. If they offer you twice a week, or if there's one week that is a little bit harder or whatever, take the second day of the week. Go in there. And in terms of timeline, they tell you, everybody takes their own time. That is true. Everybody takes their own time. And especially when you are in therapy for deep rooted situations, that shit may take a while to come out. And then it's best if you don't, to me, people might differ on this. I think it's best if you have to be sitting in somebody's couch once a week and you're dealing with deep rooted shit. It's best if you do it by yourself with a therapist. Okay. This is not the ideal time for you to be dating. In the dating apps, going on dates and stuff like that, when you have a standing appointment with a therapist and you're taking medication to level off your brain. Now, this is the time for you to do that self-work. Do not bring anybody else into your mess. And I use that term loosely, but this is the time for you to be selfish with yourself. Heck, people are selfish every night and day with whatever this is the time for you to be selfish with your emotional well-being. Do not try to engage anybody else into a relationship. Do not try to use the energy of somebody else. Do not try to trauma dump on somebody else. Do not try to get with somebody who's part of your group, your therapy group. That's a big no. All them people need help. And so do you. Work on getting yourself together. What's the timeline? It ain't no real timeline, because you could be working with your therapist and the real shit don't come out until a year and a half. So I'm not going to even say, go to therapy for half a year and then start dating. No. When you're ready, you'll know that you're ready. Because what happens is, you get yourself in a relationship or start dating or whatever, you're dealing with these issues in therapy, and that shit starts bleeding into your situation. And these people don't sign up to come. Yes, to a degree, when you date somebody and get with somebody, you're kind of taking them as a whole, the emotional well-being too, but not the deep-rooted shit that happened when you were 5 years old, and then the daddy didn't love me, my mama didn't care for me, I got left on the steps, and I got raised by my grandmother, the building had no water, we defecated on backs and threw it out the window, this is why I like dogs, I had a cat, and the cat ran out, I got a dog, I put it in the freezer eventually when it passed away because I didn't know, all of that. Alcoholic. Now I'm prostituting. My grandmother knew I was a prostitute. She let everybody know. She knew she was a prostitute and proud. I'm anti-hygiene. I got a fucked up health profile. I don't need to tell them because I don't need to tell them anybody. I've seen a lot up in here. I've seen a lot. But in conclusion, with this, all kidding aside, you know what? I trust in the higher being, in God, in the higher power, my ancestors, my energies, all of that. I believe everything happens for a reason, at least in my life. Everything happens for a reason. People come in and out of your life. I've been thinking about this. Miss Few says, plus there is a row, ho, ho, the ho, row, ho. People coming in and out of your life. I used to believe I never thought that, oh, these are gonna be my friends for the rest of my life. No, since I, and maybe because of the theater companies, and being used to, like, you get with a group of people and you're touring with them for a certain amount of time, and then they're in and out, in and out. And let me tell you, there's no more bonding, Miss View, than the bonding that you do when you're part of a show, when you're touring with people, when you're like doing a show 6 to 8 times a week, and you're also dealing with life. And you got, as a group collectively, you got to know how to leave your shit at the door and come together. I've experienced every type of emotion on stages in front of strangers, but still with the safety net of my fellow performers. All of that. Been given terrible news and still had to go out there and do what they do, like nobody else cares. And these are paying people. And then pick up my drama as soon as I got the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Drop a bomb on that. So there's a level of like bonding. Yes, Miss You, teamwork and bonding, and brotherhood and sisterhood and the whole nine. You have the whole you have each other's back, the whole nine. But this is the part that I learned real quick as a young person, and carry myself through life with it. Yeah, we have each other's back. It's team bonding until the contract is done. The show always goes on. Then you're done with that. You take a break. You get your next gig, and you don't even fucking remember those people. You see them in social media when they book their next thing. Maybe perhaps they're in the trade newspaper. Well, now they're online. You see them. Oh, they're going on tour. They go with this. Oh, they booked this. Oh, they're getting their first Broadway show. Oh, they're getting their 5th Broadway show. Like, you're just reading about them on the news. They won't, they ain't calling you, but you're also not calling them. It's just how the business works. It's how the business works. I believe people come into your life for a particular period of time to have an exchange with you of specific tools, skills, experiences, emotions. And then once you guys have learned and grown enough, then the universe puts you on a different track. Very rarely. I mean, I'm talking about probably you can count them in one hand on the 3. Will you come across people, and I find this to be true for people that you met later on in life, once you had your shit together and you're responsible for yourself and the whole night, where you could find somebody that you will have something in common lifetime, and you will be able to talk to them lifetime, and you can connect and all of that. But that is always like just a few, a sprinkle. I tell you, none of the bitches that I knew growing up have my phone number, and we're kicking it, and we have many nights partying, many tours, many clubs, many stages, many benchmarks, many events, weddings, baptisms, bachelorette parties, birthday parties, vacations, international vacations. None of these bitches are around. And the funny thing is, can I find them in an age of social media and AI and the whole nine? Can I find them, baby? I can tell you exactly where they go. I can tell you where they are, when they got all of that. I haven't, because the information is out there. Now, are we looking for each other? No. Sometimes Instagram, Facebook, social media forces you to, connect back with people. All these databases are trying to link you with whatever. And then the picture will come up like, oh, look at so-and-so. Oh, they got old. Oh, she got fat. Oh, what happened to her? Let me go poke around here. Oh, she not acting no more. Oh, she got divorced. She not with him no more. Oh, she a lesbian now. Oh, he one of the girls. I always knew he was one of the girls. All of that. But do I feel the need to hit the message and say hello, hi? Absolutely fucking not. No. No, that was great history, great experiences, you know. In the words of Aretha Franklin, when they asked her about Taylor Swift, she said, nice gowns. Nice gowns. Beautiful gowns, flowy gowns. It's the gowns for me. It was the gowns. That's what I remember, the gowns. That's it. That's it. You know, you were left behind for a reason. You back there for a reason. You know, you're not in my present for a reason, and that's okay. It's nothing but love. That's okay. But you over there. Now, why do we go down this road? I do not know. Yes, I do. Because as you are trying to heal yourself and get all of that, you need to do all that work by yourself. You don't need to be doing your work with a therapist and then you come back into your relationship and you are pissed off because if feelings and emotions are boiling over, are out of the box, you can't contain them. You don't see your therapist for another 6-7 days. You know. Miss View says, love Aretha. She was messy. Did you see that part when they were asking her about different singers? And they said, what did she think? What did she think about Taylor Swift? And she was like, beautiful gowns. Beautiful gowns. She put the girls in their place. She was the queen. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Anyway, we've been on for 36 minutes. Excellent. Great. I am going to let you guys go. I sure did see that. Okay, good. Okay. I'm going to let you guys go. This is my Friday. Today starts my Friday. Thank you so much. I'm tired. It's been a long periodical a week. I'm trying to get myself together, Miss View. I'm trying to realize, is Wonky Pro just getting old? Am I getting older? Well, I absolutely am. Libra season is currently on standby, getting ready to rise from the ashes as the phoenix and do the damn thing for Libra season. As some of you already may know, yours truly is a well-balanced, scale holding, with the scale in one hand and the sword on the other, walking around the plaza, talking to people and weighing their options. And you better make sure that I am content and happy before I swing that sword. All of this with a blindfold on. Okay. Miss View says, you are still a baby to me. Oh, Miss View, I do not. Listen, I am trying to figure out what it is. Luckily, my testosterone and all of that are in check. My doctor, she said, she's a black lady. She said that everything is all right when it comes down to my testosterone, because I was like, maybe the andropause is getting me. Andropause is the equivalent of menopause for men. It happens. Miss View says that she can tell that I am a Libra, well balanced. Well, thank you. Can't see shit all blindfold. That's right, because they're not supposed to. It's Lady Justice. Lady Justice. Maybe I'll do a bullet on it one day. The image, she has a blindfold on and she has the scales and she has a sword on the other one, because it's not really about what she's seeing. It's supposed to be about what she's hearing, and she's weighing the options, and she's supposed to be just. So yes, I am a Libra. I was a criminal justice major. I worked in law. It all right. Those things make sense to me. I'm like, but I'm not crazy about horoscoping, which is crazy because I'm really big on energy and spirits and ancestors and angels and spiritual guides, like that. All of that, I'm with all of that. Lighting candles, praying, feeling the energy, feeling the emotion in a room. All of that. I'm all about that. But I'm not about the horoscope. Drop a bomb on that. I'm into a lot of esoteric stuff, but it can't be too out there. Like I don't get into it either. I don't, the astrologist lost me, and it's in the word astrology, right? The study of the stars and planets and all that. But when I'm reading my motherfucking horoscope, I don't want to hear that Jupiter is in transition with Sailor Moon, and that the sun is gonna dry her the f out, and she gonna have to figure out how to get moist up in the moon. Miss View says, I don't get into it either, but every now and then I can relate. I just don't go too deep into the science. Exactly, Miss View. I don't, because I just when you have a little paragraph in the newspaper, oh, now it's online, and everybody knows a paragraph is 5 sentences. Out of 5 sentences, 3 of them motherfucking sentences, you're telling me that the sun is in transition and Mars is in retrograde, but Pluto wants to stick it in and the moon is watching. Ms. View says they put folks in boxes. I see myself in all of the descriptions and signs. Well, let me tell you what I did. This is back in the day. I might have been like senior year of high school or early college. We did this. I don't know if it was a class. I know I was with a group of friends. I took the newspaper out of the daily news. I took the horoscope out of the daily news. We cut up the name, like the sign. We took that out, and the dates, because usually it'll say the dates and then in parentheses the time frame, right? September to this or whatever. We took all of that and we just left the paragraphs. We took all of the paragraphs and put them in a bag. We, moved the bag around, and we just pulled one out and read it out loud. Everybody could relate. We put that one down. We took another one out, pulled it out, read it. Everybody could relate. It was the fucking same for everybody for all 12 signs that we pulled out of the bag without the actual name of the signs. That's when I said, okay, yeah, I'm not interested in this. I was like, this is just, it must be very generic. It must be, these descriptions must appeal to the emotional state of people. You know what I'm saying? And so after I did that little bit, Miss View, I was like, yeah, I don't believe in this stuff. I feel like they're in the same playing field, Miss View, as Chinese fortune cookies. Miss View says I pass. They are in the same playing field to me as Chinese cookies. You just rip them, cut them open, and they have some message that's going to uplift you or give you some guidance or whatever. You know what I'm saying? There's just certain things that it's like, it is what it is. But with that said, I want to thank you, Miss View, for engaging me in conversation. My eyes are closing right now. I have to turn everything off, put my retainer in. Yes, I wear a retainer. Okay, how you think I maintain these teeth looking as deliciously straight as they do? So maintenance up in here. And then I'm going to go ahead and land this plane. Thank you for coming through. Please hit the like button. We do this every night. Every night we do this. Well, not this, but a variation of this. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you, Miss View, for coming through. Thank you, Naris21. Incredible Hulk. The crickets are quiet, but I need you to go out tomorrow and look up and see if you need to spray them things. Okay, please. Miss View, we'll talk about this tomorrow. Both Incredible Hulk and I, and especially more me because I listen to your stuff more. Ethereal, the ethereal, for the longest, I thought that ethereal was a coloring thing that you were doing, like an actual paint. I thought that the ethereal was not the paint, but that glossy glue-like Elmer's glue thing you put on top of the finished product, I guess, to seal it. I thought that was ethereal. And Incredible Hulk today, when we were listening to, because I was laying next to him, you mentioned ethereal, and he said, I don't know what the hell ethereal is. And I was like, I think it's a paint. I think it's a paint that she's going to put on top of the collages and stuff. I'm sorry. I still don't know what ethereal is. Is the ethereal the glue, or is ethereal the art form of collaging? I'll wait for that answer. And I know I can ask the AI, but I prefer to get it from the artiste herself. The ethereal. Let's see. We're just going to wait for Miss View to let us know what the ethereal is. And then I'm also going to do I will talk about it. I will talk about it another time for you. Well, thank you. Yes, thank you. It's the art form. Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, so I got it. So I thought it was either the glue or the art form, and it is the art form. All right. Yes, it's the art. The glue is the matte medium. Got it. Okay, thank you. So then I gotta tell Hulk. Now when I get in bed, I'm gonna let him know it's the art form. Okay, cool. Now I can go ahead and do my own research too on it. All right. Thank you so much, Miss View. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Peace.